Right, this is Tom Cahill. It's 15:22. It's Tuesday, the 14th of June, 2016. Right, I tried to call this Ninos guy, who I've said, I don't want to keep making the point. The guy's an idiot. He's gonna fuck up whatever he says here. He will fuck up. So when I tried to call last time, they said we can't get hold of him. We'll try and get him to call you back. He hasn't called back though, right? He has no intention of speaking to me, but hopefully I'll be able to catch him out. Anyway, just need some footage, because you see what these people do is they'll try and make out I've done something I haven't done to try and divert from the fact they've just gone and stolen loads and loads of money. So I'm going to make it very clear to the lady, do you want me to phone the police having spoken to him and he's guaranteed he's giving the money back or not? So the issue will be, has he demonstrated that he didn't intend to permanently deprive? Is he going to pretend that's an accident, that he reported that he's stolen the money, or is he going to give it back and therefore he's giving it back? So it softens a blow a lot now, and that's what the question's going to be, right? So it's 0208 370 7250. Ninos Koumettou. And it's ALJUK. Hello, my name's Tom Cahill. I was trying to speak to Ninos before I spoke to this detective, this Bruce Catterill. Sorry, Catterill, what was I saying? I'm saying his name wrong now. Yeah, so what's the score? Is he going to speak to me, or I'm going to have to speak to? Because look, this is the issue, right? You need to explain to him. Look, he said that he's drawn down money, right? Now, if he's drawn down money, he's not entitled to take, yeah? And he said that Nimish Patel and Nisha Nimish Patel have stolen that money. Now, they've got a track record of stealing money they're not allowed to take, despite court orders saying they can't. They've done that in the past, I can prove it, there's no question. And they've also nobbled police. They're very, 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 very bent, and they've got all sorts of connections. A lot of the connections Nimish had, right, were via other criminals. Like, there was a guy called Finbar O'Connell and another one called Adam Stevens who used to work at Re10. Re10 isn't one firm, by the way. There's a series of firms. They use it to, some kind of, I don't know what the reason is, but it's something to obviously evade justice. But the point is that all those people have left now. Now, Adam Stevens definitely used to work for the Serious Fraud Office, and I know that the police, because they confirmed to me, there was a guy called Tony Dobinson. He actually straight out refused to consider him as a suspect because he said he used to work for him. So I've got them. There's no question. They did have cover from the police. There's the City of London police. There's also very, very compelling evidence that they've got contacts. Again, not direct contacts of Nimish, but they've got contacts in the Metropolitan Police who will cover for them. Yeah, and that's a matter that's under investigation at the minute. Which is, so I said that, but not what mine means to distract from the issue. The issue is, when I first spoke to this guy, this Bruce Wetherill, I explained to him that Re10 steal money, and I've given him various evidence on this, and I can prove it. And I said, look, there's outstanding issues which haven't, the wheels of justice go very slowly, unfortunately. But the point is, I can show that he's done all of the things that he did with relation to the Bestville people and the people who owned, who were running the actual business of that club. And I was explaining to him what he'll probably do, and and all of this stuff has then come true. But the point is, when I found out that Ninos has published that he's taken 10 grand on top of the 7 grand for a fixed fee, that's theft. Right now, the thing with theft in England under the Theft Act, yeah, which is what the initial charge against Nimish is going to be, right? The sort of the catching the tiger by the toe. They'll get him for this small amount of stealing on this job, or and they'll get him on another job. Is I recorded this Melissa Nagy saying that he was allowed to take in his fee, so that's an endorsement of theft, right? Now the reason that's important is, under the Theft Act, right, if you steal something, even if it's not for you, or you attempt to help to steal something, yeah, that is also theft. You can still go to prison for it, right? So you don't actually have to steal something for yourself. You can help or actually actively steal or participate in an act of theft, and it doesn't actually have to be for you. But the big issue is the intent to permanently deprive. Now, if I haven't spoken to Ninos because he's ducking and covering and he thinks it's the best thing to do because he can't help saying stupid things every time he puts pen to paper or speaks to someone on the phone, that's fine. But the point is, he said that he's drawn down money of 10 grand, right? That 10 grand, that can send him to prison. Yeah, anyone involved with taking money he's not allowed to take just because Nimish was doing it. And then he's also saying he doesn't know what else Nimish was doing and it's nothing to do with him and blame Nimish. He's not going to get out of that. He's stolen 10 grand. You can go to prison for that. And also, he'd already taken the fixed fee of 7 grand, right? And he's saying he wants to take another 10 grand, but that's by the by. The real thing that you can get him on is that 10 grand. So if he, I think after about 2 months since I initially heard from this Melissa Nagy, I've made it very clear that if he pays the money back, it will be much better for him. But he hasn't paid the money back, right? He's just announced that he's actually keeping that money, and it's quite incredible that he thinks he can steal money, get caught stealing it, not pay it back, and the people aren't going to do anything when they've already told the police, and the police are already investigating it, and it's already got a crime reference number. It is incredible. But then again, what we need to know is he going to pay that money back? And would he like me to speak to the policeman and say, look, the old codger, he doesn't know what he's doing, he's completely clueless, yeah, he's acted criminally, but he's paid the money back? Or are we going to say, no, he hasn't paid the money back, and due to the fact that Balminda Manda, who was also involved, due to the fact he hasn't paid the money back, we're not going to be able to blame it on Balminda Manda and Pinsent Masons as much as what we were, because he's also been involved. Balminda Manda works for a legal firm, has been voted the best legal firm in the country, right? I've spoken to their insurance, their PI insurance they need to operate, and they have confirmed that if he took that money, without saying who it was, they're a firm called Travellers, they're a part of Lloyd's of London, yeah? They insure Pinsent Masons, right? I can prove that if he's gone and done what he's done, which Balminda Manda has done, their insurance wouldn't cover it, right? So that's actually better, because Pinsent Mason's a big firm, so they would need to pay for the thing not to get, widely known about. But you see, if your boss doesn't see that he's in trouble, he just needs to get himself out of it by just ignoring people and thinking it will go away and saying it's none of their business and stuff. He's crazy. I don't know what he thinks he's going to achieve. He's just going to make himself look even more stupid, and people will go after his assets and they'll completely sink him, and his whole life of all of the other insolvencies that you've got on your website, they've all been copied. Your whole website's been copied, yeah? It's all been copied, right? Because all of them are going to get reopened up, and anyone working for your firm is going to probably look like they're going to be investigated as participating in organised crime. That's what it is, because Nimish Patel that's what's happening with Nimish Patel. That is what's happening.
Right, okay.
There's a lot of stuff happening to Nimish Patel that I'm not going to tell you about, and I can't tell you about. There's a lot of things. He has been very stupid. He was working under the cover of, he was a protected person because of the people he was working for 2 or 3 years ago. Those people have all left the company now, yet he's just gone. It's a bit like working with a cat burglar, burgling cat houses, who does it really, really stealthily in a really clever way, and then Nimish is going around throwing dustbins through people's windows and trying to steal their TV while they're watching it in the front room. He's just doing the same tactic, but without any little clever sleights of hands. He's not doing any sleights of hands anymore. He's just announcing that he's going to take a load of money in a completely criminal manner. He broke a court order, yeah, telling him that he wasn't allowed to sell about 50 houses, yeah, and he sold them all, yeah.
Right, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and just get you through to. Is it only Ninos that you want to speak to?
Well, he's the signatory, isn't he? He is the Joint Liquidator.
Yeah, he is. I'm sure that he's the. I think he's the boss. So.
He's the look on the court papers, right? He's the one who's gone into the court and put his head on the chopping block, saying, I'm going to do this, I'm doing this. He's effectively a kind of an officer of the court when he's acting. He's acting in an official capacity. Him and Nimish Patel have signed the document. Nisha Nimish Patel, right, has a floating charge on some of the Re10 firms, right, and that's clearly a blocking mechanism. So if they ever get wound up, they will take their fees, which they'll then pay to themselves on kind of a contract basis, yeah, as fees. But then that's a kind of blocking mechanism, because she's got a fixed, a floating charge on the firm. If anyone ever tries to sue them to sort of start an action to seize their property, right, she will be able to sort of diddle the money about in the firms, but because she's got this charge on it, she'll be able to like just basically mess things up. So she's actually the shadow director, right? Now also, when a detective called Paul Kirk put it, mate, let it be known. So I don't know if this is the truth, but this is what he let be known via another policeman who told me that he burgled Nisha Nimish Patel's house to steal all the documents pertaining to the fraud where they stole money from me, right? When he did that, yeah, that was Nisha Nimish Patel. That's Nimish's wife. Nimish's wife works at the firm, but on paper it's actually quite clear she's actually kind of the sort of the person of last resort, if you like. She's actually, on paper, she looks like the shadow director, so she looks more of a criminal even than Nimish does.
Okay, alright, so am I alright to try and get you through to Ninos now?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, yeah, please, yeah.
Okie doke. And your name was?
Yeah, it's Tom Kyle. Oh, look, if he doesn't want to speak to me, that's fine, but I need to speak to this policeman, and if he hasn't said, look, we're going to give those people their money back, and yeah, now I understand you have got an interest in this, because Nimish has just done repeated, crimes, and all the money that he's used to allegedly fund himself doing all these bogus investigations was actually your money due to the Proceeds of Crime Act, the Madoff principle. I understand now, because Ninos has just been playing stupid, which I sort of don't blame him for. But the point is, you've got to understand there's a lot of people involved with this, and in the past they've used the police to criminally intimidate people out of reporting other people involved with this. This is an ongoing matter. They've ripped thousands and thousands of people off. Some insolvency practitioners do things that are slightly illegal, yeah, but they do them for companies who want to wind their company up in a jiffy, just get rid of it. Like, so they might cut a few corners, like somebody who doesn't be completely honest with the tax for doing someone's tax. Same kind of thing. Nimish is actually stealing from people. He's not just diddling the tax man out of 5% of some, on behalf of somebody on their tax. That's what he's doing. He's not doing tax evasion. It's nothing like that. He's actually targeting actual victims, actual people with actual houses, and terrorising them and doing all sorts. He's very bad news, and he's not remotely subtle about it.
Okay, right. So I'm going to try and patch you through to Ninos now, and then if not, there's no one else that you would want to speak to.
I don't see why I'd want to speak to him.
Okay, cool. Just a moment then.
Thank you for continuing to hold. We are working towards your call and will be with you soon. Please continue to hold. We know you are waiting and will be with you as soon as we can.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Ninos. My name's Tom Cahill.
How are you?
I was just wondering, have you spoken to Bruce Wetherill yet?
Who is Bruce? I've sent him a message. He's not replying. Who is he?
He's this policeman. I don't really know what he's actually doing, because
Well, I've sent him a message. So, anything else?
Well, what it is, right?
I don't want to discuss anything else. Anything else you want to tell me specific to this Bruce guy?
Yeah, no, what it is are you, when I speak to him next, am I going to tell him, is it going to go on the record that you've permanently deprived the administration that you were, effectively acting as the MD of that 10 grand that you've agreed to that you've said you're going to take in fees, and that you're going to take another 10 grand in fees?
Who are you? Who are you? Are you a creditor of this company? Who are you?
I'm an equitable interest.
You don't have any say in what happens with this company. The creditors,
hang on a minute, mate. I've caught you in the commission of a crime. All I'm trying to determine is, are you
get the police to investigate the crime.
Are you? Right. So, yeah, he thinks he's going to get out of it by going the police route. What an idiot! The guy's an idiot. Anyway, right. It's my Tom Cahill. It's 15:37 on Tuesday, the 14th of June 2016. My name's Tom Cahill. Give us a call or something if you want to get in touch with me. Leave a message on the video. Right.